Hey, I'm ElusiveKev. Welcome back to MotoGP 18. As we're doing some rider customization to begin with, as you can look at the riding license, which we, of course, edited in the first episode. In riding styles, so we've got balance, elbows to the ground, shoulders out, body out, and in old school style. So all the styles are from the previous games, just looks a bit neater. This time looks a bit different. As what shall Mayo have? Shall you have the body out? Shall you have the shoulders out? Elbows to the ground? Maybe elbows to the ground. We could have body out like Marquez does. But elbows to the ground. As he's a young rider, of course, in his mid-20s. So let's look at the helmets then. So there's a nice helmet with some blue streaks on. As you go for AGV. And oh, these are very nice helmets. And in Hawaii. That's a good British helmet. Well, that's a very nice looking helmet as well. And in Noland. Bit plain for the most part. But at least there's lots of helmets to choose from. You can't fault MotoGP 18 about this. Lots of customization, especially for Noland. And then Sumai, or Sumi, should I say. Was that actually no Sumai? Is that how you say it? So we want a nice colourful helmet. We want them to stand out. Mario. As what shall we choose? Let's go through all of the Nolan helmets. Not going to choose any of them, unfortunately. They're like over half the helmets available. There's a good Arai one, wasn't there? Yeah, that was pretty cool. Even though it's got the black on the front. Not a big fan of having lots of black there. So we go to the end then. We've got some colourful helmets back here. Let's go for the X-Spirit 3. Shall that be it? That should suit him well. Especially with the leathers at the moment. And then through all the gloves as well. Got Alpine Stars. Got a ton of Alpine Stars. Got Spidey. There's what should we go? Once again, a bit colourful. There's old Mario. Any gloves that fit actually, the leathers at the moment. So they're not dark blue. We don't want that. We want quite light colours. Where's some of the yellow? There's some yellow. Will that fit? Reset yellow. And same with the helmet. I forgot we actually didn't select the helmet, did we? We just chose the one we wanted and then forgot to press select because we're idiots. And go. And again with the boots. 50 different boots to choose from. As again, it's probably got to be Alpine Stars, so we selected them already. The R boots, they don't quite fit, do they? The white does actually. Should we just go with white? I know it's the plain choice. But there we go. There's old Mayo customised. Actually, it probably should be orange at the bottom. There you go, that fits in with the boots. And you need orange for the gloves. There you go, he's looking good now. We can just observe him. Look at that. The old streaks round him. He's looking good, Mario. Let's see if he does well in Italy. And before we go to Italy, we might drop the level a bit. Down to 95. Just see how we go. Let's see, we are around a wet Mugello. Got wet weather for the first time. Let's see how this is. So once again, turning everything off. Let's go towards the first corner. God, it seems like an age on this rookie's cut bike. And oh, Mayo down. Front folded. That's once again new circuit, so allow a maximum of 5 that shall we in qualifying, but this is quite a long lap here in Mugello. Try and do it within 3. Of course, the circuit we're very familiar with, having the Mugello race just under a week ago. So we won't be at the top, but this will be our test, because our opponents are very poor in the wet previously. Let's see if they're better this time around. As we go through the right and the left, everything is just tighter around Mugello. It's the opposite of Jerez, where it's very wide open. Mugello just feels tighter. All these circuits do look much better than they did. I give milestone that as we get on some curb and all. Number 12 down. Once again clipping some curb. I do love the streaks from the crowd though, as oh again there's not as much feel through the bike, through the controller. At least that's what I'm feeling at the moment. That's why we're kind of going down on the front brake, it feels like. Of course you just can't feel it as much at the moment. I'm sure again that feel will just get a bit better as we play. As Mario gets better, as he kicks up the gravel going very wide. As we go down onto our second lap then in qualifying. 218.6. I'm not sure that's going to hold on to pole position at the moment. We're braking around 100 meters. Bit early, especially as we're going uphill. Keeping it in second as well. Get down to first for the left. Oh, hard on the power. And through the right. Maximising that exit speed. So they go 3.5 up already. Through the left, through the right. All over the place. Not many riders out at the moment, so it might get drier later in the session. So we might do this lap and then actually come back late in the session and see if it does actually dry up. Let's go for the right hand. It's slowing down way too much there. Feels like I've got incredible grip in these conditions as well. As we go for the right. But again, not really pushing it that much at the moment. Just trying to get a decent lap at the moment. Around this Mugello circuit. Magnificent Mugello. I thought there'd be a bit more atmosphere around here, to be honest. Again, we are just in a rookies kart race. Maybe that improves as you go up the levels. So the second down. And oh, down again. So here goes Mario for his last chance. Then has conditions have not improved, exactly the same. As a 218.6 won't harm anyone. Let's get around to a 210 maybe. Be right up there. Get down to first as we've made some bike changes as well. Still got a low ride height, but everything else is meant to make the bike a bit more responsive. So you might see that a bit more. Go for the right hander. Very good speed in the first sector, it looks like. Oh, and he's up 6/10. Very good changes. Let's go for the right in the back of the rider in front. Let's go downhill. In second. And through the left. So definitely making the bike a bit more responsive seems to be helping. It's a bit wide on the right though. Cost some time. but still 7 tenths up. That's all he clips the gravel. Stays upright though. Does he get it down to first? Then through the left. Accelerate away. Still leading is Mario. As you go downhill, 208.4. New mark has been set. Maybe the track's improving. And that's why Mario's so quick compared to the old pole time, but he's still a tenth up. Almost 2 tenths up. As we go towards the final corner, 207.6. Track has suddenly improved beyond sight. There's all someone's down, number 50. Let's go for the final corner. Oh, someone pitting in front. Let's see if McDonald can grab pole then. As he head towards the line. No, 207.8. Maybe let's go for another lap then, if track and conditions are improving. It's good to see riders don't just rejoin in the racing line again. You get it down all the way to first. Again, using the Biller engine brake and get up to second, get it down to first. Maybe not the best way to ride these bikes eventually, but for the time being. That's a 10th up in the first sector. And then through the right, accelerate away past the crazy fans here in Mugello. Yeah, down to second. And so using all the cover, using all of the track that we can get away with. As all the Spaniards at the top now, once again very wide in the right hander. He's got 207 flat to chase down. We're still just up though. How about this for McDonald, grabbing pole in just this second rookie's race. As he goes through the right. Trying to get on the power rear, tries to step out majorly. But he's clinging on, he's holding on, is Mario. They go downhill in second. Just gotta wait for the bike. That corner is still so frustrating and long. Go for the left, for the right, he's down slightly. With one corner to go. At the death, Mario somehow finds something this final corner. As Nico dry the track, is it, Fizz? He gets it up to third, gets on the power nice and early. And accelerates towards the line. 206.9 from Carrasco. 206.8. Has he grabbed it? And he has! At the death! Pole in his second race ahead of Carrasco. And Tatai. And we got the Japanese while the Australian ran out of top 5. As you scroll through the top 10, you got the Colombian in 9th. De Witt in 10th, just ahead of Max Cook. Well, there's some home heroes down in 12th. And all the Turkish brothers. I believe they're brothers in 16th and 17th. Dan Jones in 20th, Sean Kelly in 21st. And Adrian Hurtas in 26th, 214.7, massive field spread. There's a Czech rider who failed, down in 25th. And the Swiss as well, down in 23rd. But look who's at the top. As we look at the grid, McDonald on pole. Didn't think it would be this quickly to be on pole. Fantastic to see, unfortunately. As you've seen, it's a dry race though.
Not long to go now until the Italian Grand Prix here in Mugello. One of the most challenging and spectacular tracks in the entire championship.
So McDonald revs it up at the start. Holding in that clutch. Get it underway. In first. As he drops down to second, heading towards the first corner. As everyone's swarming towards the first corner. Done with similar settings as to qualifying. Let's see if that affects him then in the race. These dry conditions. Another 4-lapper. But he's holding on to third at the moment. With Sean Kelly up to 21st. No Swiss rider. We've got the Finn ahead of Dan Jones for 24th. We've got lots of battling behind. Including at the front. Look at McDonald still riding with the leaders. We approach halfway mark. There's Liebenberg. Remember, he was down in 25th in Spain. Top 10 here. Just like McDonald. This all middle sector. This is not where he's the best. That's much better into the right-hander. Best we've seen all weekend. Has got Tato in front, and I'm sure that's Carrasco as well. Just what we need, more quick Spanish riders. As he's still holding on to third though, McDonald. I expect him to be lower down the field. But he's doing well. So the rider all over his tail. As he's all over the curb, as you saw. Up to fourth, flat out through the chicane, a second back, and he's got this straight all over his tail. Go towards the final corner. Just had to take a slight confidence at this there. We weren't sure we want to power a bit too soon. But look at this, he's in some slipstream. As he gone to the second lap, Sean Kelly, he's making some moves on the opening. And look at he's up to 18. No wonder he must have crazy slipstream in the pack. Let's go towards the first corner. This is definitely McDonald's set to this first sector. He's all over the top two. Through the left. And through the right. Maybe breaking a bit too much there. Needs to improve middle sector though. As he's pulled out a gap on fourth. Well, here's McDonald battling for the win. In just his second race. So go, that's better. That's what you need to do. Keep it in third. Could say that about some corners like that long right-hander as well. There we go, up the hill, keeping it in third again, looking good. It's right on the tail of the leaders. Definitely having the bike be more responsive has helped as well. Look at those minor suspension changes. Doing a world of good. And go downhill through the right. Be careful not to trail brake too much down there. Let's go through the chicane. Can't quite take it flat out this time, a bit offline. But look at it, it's just half a second back. And he's going to have some monster slipstream heading on to this start-finish straight. We go through the final corner. Here we go into the second half of an interesting race here. It's not been exciting, but top three, you could put a blanket over them. Just got mad in third. Sticking out a bit. Might have to change that in the next race. As he brakes for the first corner. Not quite happening. Into the left, takes a little lurk, not quite happening again. He dropped back slightly in the first sector. Bit offline having these lurks. Needs to make a concrete move, McDonald. Not just these pesky lurks here or there. That's a superb run out of the right-hander. Let's go downhill. Oh, too much grass. He's upright though. He's still upright. You go for the right-hander, very wide. And through that right-hander going so much speed, he's clipping the gravel on the outside. But again, just staying upright. That's a bit offline though. Look at that, it's costing like half a second, that minor mistake. been drilled on the exit. As he go through the right-hander. Downhill. Just waiting to get on that power. Look at, he's around a second back. So I'm going to definitely go flat out for the final chicane. 1.4 ahead of fourth though. He's going to the final corner for the penultimate time. And look at the top two all over each other. Lord hoping to join in as that superb exit out the final corner. That's Jorge Martin-esque as he goes into the final lap. Not much slipstream. I expect there to be a bit more. But again, second is getting the slipstream off first. But first not really being a sitting duck. So he outbrakes himself into the first corner. Again, a bit offline at the moment is McDonald. Again, about even in that first sector. There's not been a single pass yet between these three. But it's been close, it's been exciting. And still you can just about fit a blanket over all three of them. So that's better from McDonald through the left. Again, maybe a bit slow. Go through the right-hander. Still keeping it third, carrying lots of speed. Look at, he's right on the tail. Getting it all the way down to first this time. Might need to do that in the left-hander as well. Is who's going to be making the move? Is Carrasco holding on? Is McDonald making the move? Is Tatai making the move? Who knows? We go through the chicane. Oh, McDonald offline. Just when he didn't need to be. He's going to the final corner. He might have to just settle for a podium. And he's very wide going on to the start-finish straight. And it looks like he's going to have to settle for third. He messed up that final sector. And see a bit short in gearing maybe. Compared to everyone, but still, debut podium. That's what we like to see. As we actually get some points this time. Hey, we're flying through the levels. As it's Carrasco at the top, head of Carlos. But look at that in third, McDonald. Fastest up as well to a 1.7. So maybe this is our level for the first year, and then we're rising up for the second year. Has got a strain behind in fourth, the Japanese rider in fifth, and a couple of Belgians, Brazilian, Turkish rider making good progress in the end, up into the top 10. And there's a time rounded out the top 10, just 10 seconds off the top. There's a Czech rider. Had up lots of positions, up into 11th in the end as we scroll through the field. You've got Nicolas Hernandez at the back. So in the Riders' Championship, Carrasco and Tatai are level on points, or Tate. As the Japanese rider up to third there, the Turkish rider. You've got the Australian level on points for fourth. And look who's the big mover. Up to sixth now is Mario McDonald with 16 points. As you look through the rest of the top 10. So I've got the Italian round at the top 10, just like you did in that race. It's 18 riders scored points so far this season. And look at this reputation rise as for management riding position up. The Union angle up to 43 and brakes range up to 43. Let's look at details then. This is how reputation is earned, as you can see. With road position and bonus as well. As you look through the news, so Marc Marquez won in MotoGP. In Moto2 it was Baldassari. In Moto3 it was Jorge Martin, Rodrigo and Imbazeki. This is the Rookies Cup podium. As you scroll through to the French race, you got Marquez ahead of Dovi, Bagnaia ahead of Marquez, and Imbazeki ahead of Canet. And then in Spain, Dovi ahead of the Spanish favourites, Marquez and Vinales. And Baldassare and Alex Marquez. Canet managed to take some Spanish pride there in Moto3 ahead of Rodrigo. So there's a very happy looking McDonald. As we look through the emails, nothing. Look through the websites. That is the website. That's the social feed. But let's look to the calendar. And the next race is Round Assen, the 2.8 miles of the classic cathedral in the Netherlands. Let's see Medora can back up this podium with another one. Next time out, South watching. I'll see you then.